wanting you to play with your wand around them, but I guess it was legit in the beginning. Um, they had some friends along the way. Uh, Dobby, the house elf, who became his character evolved into Dobby the free elf because Dobby was gifted a sock by Harry Potter, and so Dobby was now a free elf. Okay, so put that in there, put that in your noggin, all right, and then take into account the fact that then Dobby is like free, and so we're like, okay, well, we're never going to see him again. Well, flash forward into the movie. Well, I guess we're jumping around a lot, but Dobby fucking has some teleportation abilities, and he just fucking shows up, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here, Dobby?" And Dobby says, "I'm here to save Harry Potter." And I mean, it was not even a great moment. It should have been this heroic moment. It should have been this this moment, but it was awful. It was just there was no emotion. It like in the Return of the King when they saw Gandalf coming down, that was really great. And there was some sort of feelings in there. But no, not this one. This should have been like Dobby, and then especially since the juxtaposition, spoilers. If you want to skip to spoilers, then we'll just fuck off. No, 10 seconds ahead maybe. Maybe 10 seconds from when I say it. I'll tell you when I'm about to say it. So, boom, I'm going to say it. Dobby's dead. So they killed that little fucker. And so Helena Bonham Carter, who I think was sent by Tim Burton, threw a knife through one of Dobby's portals, which I think is a little bit amateur. Like, why do your portals have the ability to have non-people? Like, he tried to transport just him and his friends. He didn't try to transport out some crazy knife. So Dobby gets a knife right in the, I forget where he got stabbed. Probably right in the heart. I don't know. He's dead. But he died a free elf, and that's something special. Dobby had a bigger funeral procession than Dumbledore did, and I think we need to talk about that. And I think we should probably look into whether or not Dobby is Dumbledore in disguise, or if Dobby was maybe Harry Potter's father, James Potter. We just don't know, and we never will, because J.K. Rowling will not ever admit that I figured it out. But so Hagrid and the spiders have their thing going on, right? And so the guy with no nose, he needs to get these spiders. And he's like, I need your spiders, man. And Hagrid's like, whoa, those are my spiders. And so there's somehow Voldemort, oh shit, I said his name. He gets Hagrid to work for him. And everything he does in the movie kind of gets Harry into a little bit of trouble, right? Not that they don't get into trouble on their own. So flash forward to Dobby. Now Dobby and Dumbledore and Harry Potter's father, all of them, do you think they are part of a secret society, or are they one person and the same? Or is Voldemort really Neville Longbottom from the future? These are all possibilities. J.K. Rowling will not respond to my Twitter. I've since been banned. I just think, she doesn't like when people speak truth to power. But I truly think that it's like a Game of Thrones theory, right? About Jon Snow, about this and that. Dobby, Dumbledore, same person. I was the first to say it. Anyway, moving back along. So Harry Potter is like this chosen guy, chosen one, right? But the whole movie, every movie, they hint and they suggest that they would be nowhere without Hermione. In fact, Harry asks Ron to run off with him and join him, like Frodo in The Lord of the Rings, which J.K. Rowling ripped off several times, and also Doctor Who, in her stories that she wrote, like stole from other stories. And even Ron says, "What do you mean run away with you? we'd be nowhere without Hermione. What would I do? What would Ron do? Jerk himself off? You know? Well, what good would Ron be? He'd be like, well, I wonder what Hermione's doing. You know, he's a little fucking ginger pussy. So, that moves us forward to the dwarfs. There's a lot of midgets in this movie. There's Warwick Davis. I don't know if he plays two characters, but there's another character that I think he plays also. He's one of the teachers, and then I think he's this guy with long ears. And then there's this guy he's just called the Creature. And they spend a lot of time with these kids, but they're like old men. They're like 100 years old or something. And I was just wondering what's the is it slippery slope there? Is it because they're shorter than the kids? Is that okay? Or is that still creepy pervert shit? Maybe leave it in the comments. Were the midgets in Harry Potter perverts? That's a question for the comments down below. I think a lot of Harry Potter was perverted and shit. Hogwarts was just a bunch of old people telling young people to come and play with their wands at their school. And the whole movie is an allegory for porn. And I could easily write a porn with parallels that would make it a successful flick. I'm not going to unless Scarlett Johansson decides to play the female lead. But and she can reach me on my underneath in the comments. I don't think she follows me though. But if she decided to, I mean, I guess she could get a hold of me. I'm pretty busy. But you could do it. The whole Dobby being a free elf thing. You could change Dobby to like a pool boy, a pool girl. She cleans the pool, but she has to work there because she's working off a debt. Because in the summer at a pool party, she broke something that was expensive, and now she's working off the debt by being the pool boy for the family. And then she looks in the window and she's like, oh fuck, I wish I was eating Ferrero Rochers over there in that fucking Barcalounger. And then so she kind of like leans in and she's like, and then somebody sees her and says, you know what? Instead of giving her a sock, the guy would make her his sock, if you know what I mean. And Speezy does. So Michael Speziali does. So then he makes her, and she's like, you have made me into a sock, a sex sock. I am now a free pool girl, or whatever. Which I guess in the Harry Potter standard means that she's going to be free to go and clean as many pools as she wants freelance. I don't know, maybe her contract is bought out. I don't understand the logistics quite yet. And then from another side point, you would have a man with no nose. And nobody likes this guy with no nose, but then there's this one girl, and of course it's probably going to be Helena Bonham Carter, because she gets no movie offers anyway, and people would probably watch it just for the weirdness. So we'll get her to do it, and then she's like, oh no, I really like that you have no nose, because then when you're eating the mashed potatoes, you know, your nose doesn't get in the way. And also, double whammy, he doesn't have to smell Tim Burton down there. So, there's scene 2. Boom, scene 2. We already have a movie here. Come on. And we can make it an HBO series, and there you go, episode 1 and 2. So, episode 3, or scene 3, I suppose, is going to be Ron and Hermione. And they're just, like, studying, because Hermione's very, studying, and Ron can't have sex like a normal person because his mother is and his father. Anyway, we're running out of money. We're running out of memory here, and we just don't have enough memory for all the words that I have decided to say about Harry Potter. So we're just going to call it, we're going to finish it off quick.